The Precinct is a game where you play as a police officer tasked with taking down gangs in Averno City. The game is played from a further away top-down perspective, similar to more classic games like early Grand Theft Auto. Not just that, but the game also harkens back to the 80s in multiple ways, making several nods to movies and other media to how police were depicted back then. Very cheesy and over the top, which was their goal. Plus, you get a very neon noir presentation, a dark, gritty city with pops of color and synth music pumping in the background as you look for the next perpetrator. Not just that, but also the very comic book-like character models and great art style make the game a good balance between serious and lighthearted. Let's keep talking about the game, but please quickly leave the video a like and a sub to the channel. They'd help me out a lot. Thank you. The game starts introducing you as Officer Nick Cordell. Your father worked in this same precinct and recently passed away. The game eases you in with some of the characters from the different departments, and even your partner Kelly, who is looking to retire soon. You do some basic parking enforcement as part of the tutorial, which teaches you that pressing Y is the main way to interact. Pressing Y lets you put tickets on cars, enter and exit vehicles, and lets you speak with suspects. After these opening segments, the game's main loop is broken down into shifts. Each day begins with you choosing your shift. It can be from vehicle patrol, on-foot patrol, parking violations, or even aerial surveillance in a helicopter. Each shift has its own patrol area, meaning you get bonuses for resolving crime in that zone. Plus, each shift are different lengths, from as short as 6 hours and up to 12, in-game time of course. These shifts are most of the game. The driving force behind these are 2 gangs in Averno City that need to be taken down. At seemingly random times while taking down the perps, you'll get vital evidence, which adds up to you being able to take down the next one in command. Once you reach that threshold, you'll unlock the story mission, which have all been linear action sequences involved with catching the boss. These are typically shootouts, which lead to on-foot chase sequences and end in a car chase. I have footage of the boss escaping and jumping into a car, as heard on the police radio.
Suspect has descended a ladder and entered a black Camaro with a red stripe.
But there was really no rush for me to chase him. Once I exited the roof, he spawned in his car right in front of me so I could begin the chase. I just found these story encounters underwhelming. They are too scripted, which makes them fall flat for me. Driving around town and coming across random NPCs committing a crime is much more engaging. They react in ways that are spontaneous and you need to adapt to quickly. I can see how these may get repetitive though. A simple traffic stop for littering can turn into evading arrest, and spotting a driver swerving in their lane typically means they're drinking, and there's even a possibility of a weapon in the car. When chasing someone down, either on foot or in a car, you have options of support, either another ground officer, another cruiser, spike strip, riot van, or helicopter coverage. Each costs more resources depending on how strong they are, but you'll need to temper what you use. For example, chasing down one person on foot, you probably won't need a riot van. These were all fun to experiment with, but I was a little let down by the spike strip. More often than not, the person would see it coming and just avoid it entirely. Once you catch the person, you'll need to check their ID, possessions, and even use the breathalyzer and check their trunk. Adding offenses are broken down between foot crimes, crimes in vehicles, and illegal possessions. Most of the things they did wrong are broken down on the left side of the screen. You get experience for selecting the correct ones and lose a small amount for the wrong ones. If you don't like this part of the game or simply don't have time to do it because another perp is getting away, you can select Delegate Paperwork, which makes Kelly fill this out instead, but you will get less XP. I rarely did this, but it's up to you. Speaking of these offenses, there was a few key times where the game got it wrong. Here, I was chasing someone who made a quick turn and started driving on the sidewalk and ended up hitting 3 civilians. When I caught them and added vehicle accident to their offenses, it said it was wrong. The description of vehicle accident is, quote, a driver hits a pedestrian with their vehicle, which they clearly did. Like I said, this only happened a couple times, but it sucks to see that it happened at all. Speaking of which, if you were to treat civilians unlawfully, you'll get docked experience for poor conduct. This makes a lot of sense as you're a good cop here and it's quite common for suspects to surrender. You'll actually spot 2 bars above every enemy. The orange is their health, but that blue bar is the important one. It basically shows how close they are to giving up. Pressing X to speak to them will bring it down or even ramming into their car. When that bar reaches 0, they'll reach for the sky. The problem I had with this system is that shooting at someone will also bring the bar down. So if they have the intent to kill you, you're authorized to put them down. But if they give up right before you kill them, you'll lose experience for killing unlawfully. If it's during a story mission, you'll just fail and get kicked back to a checkpoint. This was very annoying to deal with. Speaking of gunfights, these mainly occur when a shootout has already begun. You can get into cover by pressing B and swap weapons using the D-pad. The accuracy isn't great and you start off with a pretty low amount of ammo. You'll need to restock at the trunk of your cruiser or at any ammo box you find. The shooting was very passable, I could take it or leave it. Aside from these, there are also time trials you can do during your shift, which are the stopwatches on your minimap. There are also races, which are the flags and ramps you can hit to get some air. I like the inclusion of these, but it's weird since you're a straight cop and then doing these illegal street races. For the story, it makes no sense, but in gameplay it does because I think the driving is done quite well. Aside from being able to customize Cordell's appearance and the appearance of your cop cars, that's basically the whole game. After catching bosses, I really expected an Ace Attorney type of minigame where you can get them to admit the crimes they did, but no dice. I also expected more of an emphasis on detective work, like scouring crime scenes and piecing together evidence, but again, none of those are here. What is here is very fun and enjoyable, just that the gameplay systems aren't as deep as I was expecting. This is a pretty small budget game, and it's still good without these, so I don't dock the game for it. The driving is incredibly fun, and the open world crime fighting and its spontaneity are the highlight. I recommend checking the game out if it's a price you'd be happy with paying. I played it a bunch on Steam Deck and it performed very well. I do hope we get another one of these, as what's here is very solid. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to leave the video a like and subscribe to the channel. Check out my socials in the description. How does the game look to you? Are you digging the art style and the gameplay, or does it just not look that good? I'm interested to hear what you think. Anyways, I'll see you all in the next one. Stay safe.